February 9th, 2026. Well, knowing my car is bugged and these people sold it, I played the statement of how I got sick, how I got well, and where I called the hotline and what had happened and how that agent told on me, and then the recorded line of how admitted he met with everybody, made fun of me, bullies me, then lists me informant, then threatens me. On that recorded line, he committed about 80 to 100 years federal prison, where the prosecutor's office, a criminal attorney, the police I talked to, and Grant's friend that is an FBI agent on state, that agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He's only a higher police officer, takes a charge in a jury trial. It is actually a federal crime for an FBI agent to silence a victim or an informant. It is tampering with a witness and obstruction to justice. 20 years. If they bully you into false statements, it's badgering. It can be 20 years too. If they tell anybody they can't help you, it's 20 years. If they try to withhold your money or misdirect it, it's 20 years. It's theft out of the government. The law is that they cannot withhold any protection from any U.S. citizen in any jurisdiction. It's 20 years. If they feed you back to the drug cartel or drug dealers to get them, it's actually a federal crime. Everything that agent did is like 100 years in federal prison. You know, I had to go to the eye doctor today. My fast-growing cataracts, it's only been, 7 months? They're already getting bigger. I went to the doctor 2 years ago. They said, "Did you have an eye injury to both eyes at the same time?" I said, "No, but I was bashed in the back of the head real hard." He just looked at me. I said, "My eyesight got really bad after that and kept getting worse." He said, "Well, now you got fast-growing cataracts on them." My eyesight got a lot worse. I forgot to get the name of the surgeon. I have to see how much it's going to cost to get them taken off. I went on Google, and any kind of severe eye injury or a hard bash into the head causes fast-growing cataracts. It changes the pressure in your eyes. They can show up immediately or years later. Google. Okay. I went to Bob Evans. You know how stupid these people are? These people are so dumb. And people saying shit to me or around me. Do you know what? Everybody knows what they found out about her before. Oh, I was framed by the cartel. This is a big con. You're a retard? A moron? Huh? That a drug dealer can scare me? You're so fucking stupid. You shouldn't be allowed out in public by yourself. You need some psychiatric help. Because you could fall for a drug scam from a drug dealer. I want you to think about that. So what did you find out? Where? On December 1st, 25, the investigator showed up where the pretty Michelle, my ex-husband, was dating, is going about us on all of them. On all of them. Said Michelle showed up at my office. Said, these people admitted that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. That was November 23rd, 25, Summit Mall, Macy's. Downstairs, girls yelling it out. Okay? December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, tape and audio. He's in there saying it. And he said the doctor from before was not one of hers, worse for them, and they had lied. She actually don't know who he is. I doubt he's a doctor. They've been saying he's just a drug dealer. Where I heard Danny crosses the parking lot April 16th, 23, when he went to his daddy asked him what on earth is going on. He just hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in his home before. Pete has a frame. Pete has their tape, the filthy, dirty statement. I've never met him. I don't know who he is. And he has to be a black and blue mark. Where they admitted they drugged me and told me to say it. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. Where last week I heard outside my client, some lady said, we found out the doctor from before wasn't even a doctor. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. He said he was a drug dealer. They all are drug dealers. A bunch of dumbass morons falling for the shit. HIPAA violations. No doctors tape you unaware. No doctors talk about you to anybody. They can't be in it with your ex-husband in a cult and cartel. Come on, morons. They don't share your medical records. No attorney can approach a hospital or doctor. It's a federal crime. It even states on Google, an attorney can't even approach a hospital or doctor without your signed consent, picture ID, and they confirm it's you with the same. You're releasing it only for what they're representing you, like for a dog bite. They can only have that part of it. So they could never have my real medical records. They play these people for the fools and the morons and the idiots they are. Bunch of crackheads played them like fools. It's HIPAA. And they're federal crimes, 10 years each. Okay? Doctors can't even talk to each other without your consent. It's 10 years. Can't look up somebody else's medical records. 10 years. They can't talk to anybody without your signed consent and ID. 10 years. Get the idea? And it even says it is illegal for an attorney to even try to get someone's medical records that they are not representing personally without their signed consent, picture ID, and for what they're representing them for, like the dog bite. Federal crime, 5 years, $250,000. That's how much they cut him. And that will bill from the Freemason, attorney will, FBI agent will, Henry Moffey, Tinkerbell, whatever he wants to call us out. He's just a scammer. Hard telling what his real name is. He's no attorney. Because the guy in Catana's on Saturday, 2 days ago, said Will looked it up and said if Dave gave him permission to do all those things to where he could do it. Real attorneys don't have to look it up. Like I talked to a criminal attorney. Dave couldn't hire anybody on his own. Even the FBI couldn't go be in your home before. It is a federal crime. Going to voyeurism, cyber stalking, illegal monitoring without the drugs, beat, and rape. Human trafficking. Where December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, Michelle said the doctor from before was not one of hers, worse for them than they lied. Of course they lied. It's HIPAA. It's not like they said they think he's a drug dealer. Of course he is. And that guy Pete that was running his mouth, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy named Pete that Dave hired on his own. He hired all these people. And she don't even know who he is. And they admitted they used hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And the tape of Weird with Yourself, it's a Photoshop to washing yourself in the shower. They photoshopped everything, and everything's just a scam to extort money from the government. Yeah, tape and audio. No, this whole thing's a scam. Okay? Fake, January 19th, they said they had fake paperwork to make it look official. Of course it's fake. They'd never have my medical records. Guy wrote it up, didn't like her. Told him to get rid of it. It's not true about her. Just like the doctor's a drug dealer, that Bill Will from the Freemasons, a drug dealer. Today in Walmart 62, the Officer Markov Strong, you need to pull the surveillance. There's 2 fat girls at the end saying shit of an aisle walking by. Cartel, you want to grab them. Oh, Will was showing off her that heavy set Michelle because he liked her. See, that was one of the scams. He was doing all this and to show how rich and powerful and strong that no one would stop him. He could hurt anybody in front of people. No one would stop him. See, that was one of their scams. Okay, we're going to say this. We're going to put it this way. If he liked her so much, then why on earth was he telling people for Will considers Karen his girlfriend? We all know it's Will that holds Karen at night. That means he's one of my rapists. So if he's so in love with her, why is he coming over raping me? If he was so in love with her, why was she running around? Let's see. End of March to July of 19, telling everybody he was stealing everything for her. Showed up with the Florida drug cartel. The big drug guys that were saying they were human traffickers worked for Judge Peter. She was part of that group. 300-pounders. Okay? He had to pay a 300-pound girl to go out with him. And they were saying, Will's stealing for everything for us. We grew up with nothing. We'll make sure she has nothing. I have never even met you, and you just picked somebody out to harm. Where they said they needed someone to run a scam on to extort money from the government. They were already connected to my ex-husband. They asked him if they could do it to me, and he agreed if they made sure he got everything. That was November 23rd, 25, Summit Mall and Macy's downstairs. They just picked me out, thinking that they could scam the FBI out of money. Huh? So let's see. All through the case, in even 23, was it June or July of 23? They were telling Akron that Will was stealing everything for them. And one of my client's neighbors up there said, we told that Lauren we don't want her and her friends up there again. She had lost a lot of weight. So for her to be at least 300 pounds, she probably looked 200. You had to pay for like gastric bypass for her to lose that much weight. February 7th, 26, AAA on Wales Road, the BMV lady I've seen around me, the heavyset girl that lost a lot of weight that they're all stealing for. He's now paid for her nose job. That girl that used to be fat is raking him through the coals. Let's see, October 4th, 23, they were screaming out in Maslin that Will promised he's stealing all that money for them. He has to give them money. They're not dating him because they love him. Seeing those stupid fat girls walking by today. Oh, blah, 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 blah. We heard how she made fun of her. Yeah, I made fun of her. He's pathetic. He's pathetic. You know, after you get done being teenagers, that or shell of who you are, looks really don't matter most of the time. It's who you are inside. If you're a good person, you're kind, loyal, because somebody who's going to marry you or live with you, they don't want to have to worry about being abused, cheated on, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Looks are only surface. Once you get through the arrogant teenage years, people learn to love you for who you are. You can be the most handsome man in the world, and you will be repulsive to people if you're a serial killer. This was just a diversion while the human traffickers were selling people. Entertain everyone. Where people come up, he went out with her instead of you. I don't know who her was, and I didn't know who he was. They just picked out somebody to make fun of and to harm that didn't know them from Adam. It's that sick. And you do realize he had to pay her, and he's still shelling out money. Why don't you pay one of the pretty strippers or prostitutes that help harass me? And then these idiot men, Will says she's not good enough for another man, where he bragged. January 1926, Bob Evans in Fairlawn. I tell everyone that she's not good enough for another man. Fuck you. You ain't good enough to meet me. I almost died to save my family and my children and grandchildren. Because of what I lived through, the police and the FBI got Judge Peters. They got Buffalo, New York, Michigan, California. U.S. Marshals used my case, saved hundreds, got thousands. Most people win awards. I like a letter of thank you. I like my medical card and I like my money. See where the Stark County Sheriff's a little over a year ago, almost 2 now. I went to Faith Family Church. They're in uniform. Stark County Sheriff's help watched me. They were in there talking. We all know they opened an informant case with her. We all know that agent told on her before. I didn't find it one bit funny how he talked to her. And this whole thing is a mess. It may have been a horrible, sloppy mess in your face, but I'll tell you why. They got a lot of drug dealers under that surveillance. Judge Peters out of Florida, a lot of intel on the Texas group. They're all after. And a bunch of other cartels, and they saved a lot of people because of my case of sacrifice. I mean, do you know it's even illegal for an agent or an officer to sacrifice a victim back to a drug dealer to get him? Go to jail for that. Where the police have had said, well, that agent said he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. He got all those drug dealers he didn't pay. They can't even withhold my money. See, that's where the whole thing of it is. He's been stealing my money. And that Henry Moffitt is bragging that they're giving it to them, the cartel. Better not be. He's the one. Will found another way of making money on the case. He sold a login for $25 a pop. He sold government technology. It's him. Everything is him. Him running the big con, having the cartels all come here. In 23, I was out in Alliance. We all know that Henry Moffitt brought all those people here. He brought the cartels here to run a big con. Entertain these fucking morons in this area. Thinking it's funny that drug dealers are breaking in, drugging people up, telling them to say stuff. Photoshop washing. July 25th, 25. I was outside Bob Evans. There's a guy on a motorcycle. He said, I can keep an eye on her. She don't know who I am. He said, that tape of Weird with yourself? I did a body ratio. It wasn't even Karen. It is somebody showering, but it's not her. Other people were saying it was some big fat girl. I bet it's that Michelle. That big fat heavy set Michelle Moore. I bet it's her. They put my head on somebody else's body. That's why nobody knew about it. It's a shower scene. It is a shower scene of washing yourself in the other room. See, and that's where these people, do you know what they found out about her for? Where they drugged me up and told me to say it? Or the fake medical records and you fucking retards fell for a drug scam? That's all it is a drug scam. April 28th, 24. I walk into Walmart on the Strip. They would still have it. A guy walks by me. That agent did admit to telling on her before, onto the recorder line. He did talk to her like that. They need to do something about it. I walk up to the canned veggie aisle. I hear the word Karen, and I look and it's an officer in uniform. FBI case. Karen, we all know that that guy told on you before. All the cops know he told on me. I want to know how that guy heard it. We all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. There was a drug cartel in your home before. And he took off after that guy. Over by the women's clothing. Now, this guy Kurt was paying for the harassment. He found out Melissa got caught telling the kids lying. The kids stating they made everything up. In 21, and the Stark County Sheriff's called him slow. Because on Thanksgiving of 18, they announced, they were making everything up. They were games of pretend, and they wanted the house for Auntie Shaw and Papa. And right after that, the police and feds call her out in the Walmart that they taped her lying and telling the kids to lie when I was fishing with Dave. They're documenting me jokes. So that's 18. He just found out in May of 21 they called him slow. He tells everybody to stay out of this. So we're April 28th, 24. I'm in Walmart on the Strip. Sunday morning. Okay? Officer in uniform. Said, Karen, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. There was a drug cartel in your home before. We all know that guy told on you before. I want to know how he heard it. He took off after him. That guy, Kurt, he's on the phone with some guy. Some guy's talking to Kurt on the phone. He said, Kurt, no, this is funny. They have the agent over her case taped admitting he told on her before. They have her whole family taped defending her, saying they didn't know anything about it, and the other one saying they made everything up. And these people admitting to drugging her and telling her to say it before, photoshopping everything and making everything up on her. None of this is funny. Everybody stay out of it. Pam walks by with her granddaughter. Uncle Dave said he had someone tape her before. Who was it? The cartel. It's all made up and drugged. We gotta walk out. Investigators lose it, start laughing. It took her long enough to admit that she was in it with Dave and the stocking tapes. They're considered stocking tapes. Stocking tapes. And her family was already linked to the following run, and now she's in it with Dave and those stocking tapes. Her family better never back anything on those stocking tapes. The police already have them taped defending her and saying they didn't know anything about it. And the other one saying they made everything up. And these people admitting to drugging her and telling her to say it before, photoshopping everything and making everything up on her. The police would have to arrest them for being in it with Dave trying to kill her. People scattered reality. You cannot put your names on the tapes before. It's a drug scam. You know, those heavy-set girls walking by saying shit at the end of the aisle. Keep going. Just keep going, honey. I hope the cops get you. Oh, she don't know how pretty she is. Well, who cares? Beauty is only skin deep, and you realize for her to demand money from a rich man to date him, she's got now. He had to pay for like gastric bypass for her to lose that much weight. Now she's demanding nose jobs and him steal all kinds of money from an FBI case for her. Oh, he was showing off because he liked her so much because she's as evil as he is. See, people aren't looking at these people evil. Where people are saying, oh, they were laughing because he went out with her instead of you. I don't know him from Adam. Would you like him to run this kind of con on your mom? I told you it'd be like somebody breaking in my next door neighbors, setting up bot cameras. They don't know they're watching them, taping them in the shower or washing themselves, being a psychotic bastard, Photoshop that in the other room, and their stocking tapes for sick entertainment. But the guys are serious, like they said, he's a serial rapist. He's breaking in people's homes, stabbing them with hypnotic drugs. They never even see him, lacing drinks when they're out of the room, drugging them up and telling them to say horrible stuff, and beating, raping them. See, the whole thing of it is I just moved in that home and the well water was orange. Had iron in it, high levels of it, which would do nothing but turn your skin orange. But I thought it was giving me cancer. Swollen personal area, throwing up, giant bruises, thought I was dying. And here I'm being drugged, beaten, raped by a stranger. Drugged, beaten, raped by a stranger. And he's beating me in my stomach until he almost ruptured my intestines. And I don't even know him, nor any memory of him. See, that's where this whole thing is satanic. And her finding enjoyment when you steal money from me. She's just as evil as he is. And demonic. And those girls, oh, you just don't realize how pretty she is. Who cares? How many times has, like, FBI, the beautiful little killer or the pretty little killer? They're serial killers. Now, think of them doing that to, like, my next door neighbor. And her being so drugged up, she don't know anything. Going to the doctor, I got cancer, is it this? See, I'm blaming the dirty well water. Trying to make sense of it. And here they're running a scam on me. And then have one of their drug friends tell people he's a doctor, he's working for them, he's got my medical records. He could never have my medical records. He could never get them. They lied. They lied to all these fucking retards in this area, and they all fell for it. Oh, you know what we found out about you for? You're a retard? You fell for a drug scam from the Florida drug cartel? You're a fucking retard? They were trying to entertain you so they get away with selling people here and you wouldn't tell them because you're a fucking retard? Huh? Now, you think about that agent. Does that agent know HIPAA? When they went in to talk to him, oh yeah, he know no doctor could be with him? Then you got to think of the credibility. He's in there with people saying, hey, we're trying to kill her. Oh, well, I'm with the killers. And they didn't find anything funny with that. And then there's HIPAA violation. No attorney could go to him. And you think that he didn't check the guy's credentials and he's not an attorney and the guy's not a doctor. And they're just conning him with special permission stocking tapes, with Photoshop to washing it and drug confession and admit to drug me and raping me and trying to kill me. And he's supposed to be okay with that. He should arrest him. Like they said, he was to arrest them the first day. He should have shot them all. Should have acted like that ICE agent. Should have shot them all. When people start looking at that Michelle and Lauren and that Henry Maffey, that Will guy, whatever he wants to call himself, as evil and satanic. You know, if you're rich and you want to impress a girl, take her around the world. Take her on a cruise. Buy her jewelry. You want to pay for a gastric bypass? Do that. You don't try to extort money out of the government unless you're extremely psychotic. And you're setting up a scam to steal from the government. He sold, where they said Will's selling the lock-in for $25 a pop. He sold government technology to the cartel. Do you know how many thousands of people were sold in this area by those cartels that he brought here? Do you know how many people died and they mutilated them, including children? That Michelle and Lauren, that you big fat girls, you all think it's funny? They sold women and children. They're child molesters. So is that Henry Maffey. They're drug cartel and human traffickers. When you realize you're helping child molesters get away with selling and killing people. I have met 2 other people that lost family members, never got them back. And then when you look at the amount of people that were taking, including children, and they were killed because of them, why don't you get your morality thing checked? You know, they lied to people. Oh, we're going to extort millions of dollars out of the government and we'll give it to you. Who are they saying they're giving it to? And only Michelle and Lauren. They're stealing everything for them. Oh, we'll steal it from Melissa and her lying brats and the mean games of pretend. No, they're stealing from Michelle and Lauren, the fat girls. Oh, we're going to steal for John, Josh, or Dan, or the twins. No. Who are they stealing for? Michelle and Lauren, the Florida drug cartel. They were part of the human traffickers selling people. Judge Peters' group. So, Agent John, do you have my money? Because I emailed the president's office, gave him Walmart 62's phone number, told him where to pull the investigators, where the pretty Michelle told on him. Where to find the real case. And where to find Henry Maffey in person. January 1926 up in Fairlawn Ave. And if he wants more cartels, all the different cartels that were arrested because of this. And where you pull the real FBI case with real police surveillance and how you talk to me on the recorded line and to pull the recorded line. You're supposed to send somebody from another federal agency to handle this appropriately. How you're setting up cases and stealing from them and victimizing people? I like my money.